no land disturbing or other property rights. Placement of test devices is not authorized by the issuance of a permit pursuant to the Federal Power Act. So, a point of great discussion has been whether or not PG&E is going to be placing test buoys or other ocean energy conversion devices sometime soon out in the waters off of Mendocino County. And the fact is that we will not be allowed to do so by this preliminary permit, and we do not intend to do so. We will be taking lots of environmental measurements and studies. We'll probably have some boats out on the water taking measurements of water temperature and currents and salinity and things of that nature in support of all of the permits that we will have to get from not only from FERC, but from other state and local agencies in preparation for our filing for a license for a project perhaps 2 years from now. To be very, very clear about regulatory authority, even though the FERC has said that they will be the ultimate licensor of hydrokinetic projects within the first 3 miles of ocean offshore of the U.S., the California State Lands Commission has sent us a letter, and they filed this with FERC, in which they have said that California State Lands will be the lead agency on a CEQA level environmental qualification for the project if it is ever built, and that state lands will have to lease submerged lands within the first 3 miles of ocean for any device that we would put out even to test with. And we can distribute copies of this letter as well. So this is absolutely not the case that a federal agency based in Washington has this sole and exclusive say on whether or not this project can be environmentally permitted and is compatible with local uses. In addition to the regulatory requirements, PG&E pledges to work closely with the county, with the city of Fort Bragg, and stakeholder groups within the area well before we start putting any detailed plans together for this project so that we can best understand how to design a project that is compatible with the community and with stakeholders. With that said, I would like to just very briefly walk through our proposed 45-day response letter to FERC. Up on the screen, in which, and I'll just kind of take it in sections here. We just simply acknowledge when we applied for a preliminary permit what the FERC project number is so that people can look this up on the FERC website and see all of the filings on the docket for this proposed project. The preliminary permit requires, within 45 days after issuance on March 13th, this 45-day response letter with a schedule of activities. This will be due to FERC on the 27th of April, which is a Sunday, and therefore we will file it on Friday, April 25th. We are here to solicit any comments that anyone may have on this draft 45-day response letter that we will carefully consider to incorporate into this letter that we will file at the end of April with FERC. We are going to have to, every 6 months, file a progress report with FERC about what has been done, what hasn't been done. Are we on the schedule that we propose on the last page of this 45-day report? If not, why? FERC has decided within the past 6 months for hydrokinetic projects to apply a policy of strict scrutiny. This is new. What this means is that they are, for hydrokinetic projects, for wave energy, tidal energy projects, is that they are going to require the applicant to show a competence in developing ocean energy devices and having them eventually hook up to the land-based utility grid and provide power for the public. It is very, very keen on disqualifying, denying the applications for preliminary permits to entities that, in its opinion, through the filings to the FERC, have not established that they will, in the end, actually successfully develop and construct a wave energy conversion project. Last week, the FERC turned down 2 applications for preliminary permits, one in Oregon and one here in California. We intend on towing the line with all of the requirements that FERC has for this process of strict scrutiny. And even though this is the very first wave energy project that PG&E is embarking upon, and there is really only one commercial wave energy project in existence right now in the world, it's off the coast of Portugal. This is an emerging, renewable, carbon-free energy technology. And PG&E feels very strongly that our experience with owning and operating this nation's largest privately owned hydroelectric land-based energy network, and our experience in dealing with the FERC for the past 50 years on hydroelectric matters, that we understand very much what FERC is looking for. Towards the end of this first page here, let's see. I'm sorry. There we go. My screensaver went out there. We're going to have meetings with the California Energy Commission, California State Lands, the California Public Utilities Commission, the California Coastal Commission, and the California Coastal Conservancy, as well as city and county elected officials, local marine users, both in the fishing industry and other uses of the ocean, as well as just simple groups that are interested in the aesthetics of something that might be in the ocean offshore of Mendocino County. We will need to embark on a program that starts with identifying and communicating with key stakeholders. We would then perform site feasibility assessment research studies. We believe that there are going to be many opportunities for collaborations with local institutions and entities. For instance, we would like to try and employ as much local businesses as possible, both for a workforce to construct, well, first off to do the environmental studies and later to construct and operate this facility. We want to use as many local sources of supplies as possible. We would like to, if we have an operating project years from now, consider incorporating local entities in the fishing industry and in the recreational industry and helping us monitor the day-to-day performance of an offshore wave farm. We will have a progress reporting requirement every 6 months with FERC. The kinds of environmental and engineering studies that we will have to do include geophysical field survey and site assessments, general fish and marine animal survey,